right, chat. We're going to move along to the next one, man. We're going to get into this Dr. Umar and Deion Sanders situation, man. Now, like I said, I told y'all, I gave my opinion on the Deion Sanders situation, man. Now we're going to hear it from other people's, man. It's a lot of other people that have spoke on it. What's good, gang? What's up with you? Shout out to everybody that just tuning in. You know, I gave my opinion. Now we're going to hear from Dr. Umar Johnson on how he feel about the situation. And like I said, I see it's a lot of mixed feelings. Let me say this because I didn't get to say this in the last one. I went and did some of my research. Like I said, I'm not a scholar. I went and did some research. From what they saying, Jackson State did not want to pay Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was bringing in a lot of money, and Jackson State was trying to cheat him and not bless him the way they should. Now, I hear that. I respect, like I said, Deion Sanders has the right to leave a place if he feels threatened and his family don't feel safe. Anonymous is not trying to say Deion Sanders can't have that option. That's not what I'm saying. What I was trying to explain to y'all, why the city is mad and why a lot of black people was upset, because they never get a vision of what is reality. Everybody say that you can be successful in America. A lot of black people never heard of that. No, we hear that all the time. A lot of black people never seen a vision other than TV. So you got a guy like Deion Sanders that have done this amazing thing. Was very successful in football, very successful in baseball, multi-millionaire, prime time, flashy. You see this, Mississippi. I'm not finna make a long story. We already did my reaction. We finna get Dr. Umar Johnson take on it. And Urban Politician TV. Shout out to Urban Politician. All I'm saying is that in Mississippi, I'm from Mississippi. I can speak on this. And from y'all, wherever you from, I'm from a place where you hear about these celebrities. You don't see them. Deion Sanders come in your present, and he changed the entire state around. He was there 3 years. 3 years, crazy record. He brought life. They didn't want Deion Sanders. Nobody wanted Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders went to Jackson State because that's the only option that those people gave him. He went there, he revived the state, he revived Jackson. Yes, see, people talking about how Deion Sanders was treated when he first got there. Yes, they was breaking into his shit. They was breaking into his cars. They was breaking into the locker room. That's what's the first year. Deion Sanders got all that shit on the wraps. Now, I'm not saying in 3 years Deion Sanders stopped all the crime in Jackson, Mississippi. Remember, I told you, if you don't know about Jackson, Mississippi, it's just like Chicago. Jackson, Mississippi is just like everything you hear about Chicago, Illinois, that's Jackson, Mississippi. That's Jackson, Mississippi. It's horrible there. But Deion Sanders was bringing a lot of life. He had a vision. The people did not only believe what they heard as a kid anymore. You can be the president. You can be a successful person. Now they got to see it through Deion Sanders. And where I'm from, ain't nobody supporting Jackson State. Man, who the fuck finna support that? I live in Florida. ran into somebody that's from Mississippi. That person said, man, I just went online and ordered me some Jackson State gear. Never heard that in my life. Nobody ordering no Jackson State gear. But because Deion Sanders had celebrities around the world coming into Jackson, Mississippi. And I'm not going to keep talking. I know we finna start the video. I just want to give you an update on that. I didn't get to say this in the last video. I went and did some more research. Deion Sanders brought a lot of money, and Jackson State did not want to pay him. That's fucked up. I'm not saying Deion Sanders is wrong from going to Colorado. I'm telling you why the people have an issue. The people might not know that Jackson State was fucking Deion Sanders over on the money. What I'm saying is the people was looking at Deion Sanders as the real vision of what they hear the world talk about. You can be this successful black person. We hear that shit, but we don't see it. So now you got this real person in front of you and he really this thing that they tell us we can be. That's what the city was more so having an issue with. They don't know about the money that they fucked them, that Deion Sanders got fucked over on. You know what I'm saying? He said, I've been having Jackson State gear since '04. Fuck Deion Sanders. Well, see, you might be having it, but as a whole, Span, you from Mississippi, as a whole, who fucking with Jackson State before Deion Sanders? Let's not even bullshit. When it comes to Mississippi, we support Mississippi State before we fucking with Jackson State. Like, let's keep it real. Before Deion Sanders, who the fuck give a fuck about Jackson State? We know how dangerous it is. Jackson State don't get no celebrities to come through there before Deion Sanders. And if they do, they stop it for 30 seconds and they leaving. Because why? Every time they come there, they getting robbed. You know and I know. You feel me? You know and I know. Every time somebody come from out of town to come to Jackson, they get robbed in 30s. They gonna be there 30 seconds the most. CJ. And they out there, bitch. Niggas ain't finna stay in no motherfucking Jackson State. See, we from that environment, so of course it's normal for us, man. But we talking about how do you get the investors to come? Deion Sanders was the key. He brought a lot of money to Mississippi, to Jackson State. But I'm not finna keep going on because I did my own reaction already. I just wanted to give an update on what's going on. Let's hear it from Dr. Umar Johnson, man. Let's see what he got to say about it.
So personally disappointed in Deion is I thought he was there for a movement, not for money. Meaning, Deion Sanders, the coach of Jackson State, I foresaw a situation where Deion would hire other coaches, other retired black NFL greats to coach other HBCUs. In doing so, you attract our top tier high school athletes to come to.
And that's what he did. Deion Sanders stole a #1 prospect and had that guy to come to Jackson State. I don't know if y'all understand how major this is. Not even Jackson State. He had that #1 prospect to come to Mississippi. I don't know if people understand how crazy that is. A #1 prospect coming to Mississippi? I don't think y'all realize how crazy that was. For that to happen, a #1 prospect, along with other top tier players coming to Mississippi. Deion Sanders was fucking up the movement of how college football recruiting works. Y'all got to understand, that's why I'm telling y'all it's deeper than football. It's deeper than football. Deion Sanders was fucking up the flow of recruitment. He got a top tier player along with other good players to recruit to come to Jackson, Mississippi. You fucking with some shit that is deeper than football now. You fucking with money. That's what but I'm not going to keep rambling.
Maybe. HBCU, maybe. Stay with me.
Eddie Jones, that's in the
Stay with me.
Exactly.
Football about, you know, like I know, if you got top tier NFL greats coaching HBCUs, the athletes are coming just like they was.
Bingo. See, Charlemagne the Guard saying maybe, but you can't say maybe when Deion Sanders showed you. That's why it's bigger than football. It's bigger than football, y'all. Mississippi don't supposed to have a cloud of hope. No, they supposed to have hope, but they don't supposed to have a vision. Deion Sanders proved that wrong. Deion Sanders brought top tier investors to Mississippi along with top players to Mississippi. He showed you that, hey, if you get a guy with a name to come to these places that's supposed to be so poverty, so invested with crime, it might can be some changes. Why isn't Chicago talked about for what Chicago is known for? If you talk to somebody that's from Chicago, it's beautiful. But who is on the forefront of leading Chicago when it comes to the media? Answer that question before we continue. And I'm finna show you why I make a difference. I'm showing y'all it's bigger than football. Let me repeat this question. If you talk to somebody from Chicago, they'll tell you how beautiful it is. oh yeah, they're just on that side of town. It's beautiful. Chicago is a great place to come to. But who is in control of Chicago from the media standpoint? Who is the guy? So therefore, why do Chicago have its name of, man, I ain't going to Chicago? Hell no. Because who is the leader of the media standpoint? Anybody can answer that question for me. Anybody can answer that question for me. And if you can answer that question, then you understand why it's important to not have Pacific people be leaders in Pacific play. DJ Academic, oh, that's a good one. But it's Young Dirt. That's a good one, but it's Young Dirt. Young Dirt and his crew, the 63rd guys, the King Vuns, they have the media when it comes to Chicago, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. When we hear about Chicago, who we think about? Lil Dirt, King Von, Fredo Bangs, the gang banging, the killing. But if you talk to somebody from Chicago, they'll tell you how beautiful it is. See, that's what I'm saying. So if the media have the attention from the Young Dirt, the Lil Dirt, and those people's standpoint, what you gonna say? I ain't fucking with Chicago. So when Deion Sanders, a visionary, Chief Keef, Deion Sanders, a visionary, we get to see this. So what people saying? I'll go to Mississippi then since you got Deion Sanders. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Type one if I made a little sense. I know sometimes y'all, I be hitting different type of subjects, but all of it is directed in the same place. That's why it's bigger than football. Deion Sanders showed things that can happen in a place that's supposed to have no life. Jackson, Mississippi don't supposed to have no life. I ain't gonna keep rambling.
Coming for Deion. He showed you, Charlamagne.
Deion, though.
He showed
Let me repeat it.
All about, you know, like I know, if you got top tier NFL greats coaching HBCUs, the athletes are coming just like they was coming for Deion. He showed you, Charlamagne.
Deion,
He showed
Dr.
you.
Umar.
And his other one's just
Deion,
as
one of the
great.
most famous people ever.
And his other one's just as great. So listen.
So they take Deion Sanders from a place that's supposed to be dark. Y'all not understanding what I'm saying. They take Deion Sanders from a place that's supposed to be so dark. And let me say this. Yes, they fucked Deion Sanders on the money. That probably was a plan by the people that run this game called NCAA. Because y'all, it's a money game. How long have they supposed to been paying these athletes? They just not starting to pay these players, but they use their names for likeness and all this shit. Making billions of dollars, all these college athletes, and they just not paying them. It's bigger than football, y'all. It's bigger than football.
Georgia, Tennessee State.
That's one person. We talking about a system, not an individual.
Thank you,
got
Twinkle.
HBCUs at risk of being closed. I read something that said almost a half of them. A half may not survive the decade. So this was bigger than football. This was about the survival.
Bingo. He said it. That let me know I'm not crazy. That let me know I'm not just a young nigga that just talking out my head. Dr. Umar Johnson is a legend for us. Most people, a lot of people have an issue with him, but a lot of people do like some of the things he say. He said what I've been saying, and I haven't heard him speak on this subject until today. He said it's bigger than football, and that's all I want people to understand. I'm not saying Deion Sanders was wrong for leaving, but I'm telling y'all it's bigger than football.
Of the HBCU,
It's bigger than Deion,
especially
though, Dr. Umar.
no,
Yes,
no,
it
It's
is.
bigger than
No,
Deion.
Stop
Yes,
trying.
it's bigger than Deion too, but Deion Sanders was the light. We're not speaking. We get to that. We done did. You gotta go check out my YouTube. For everybody that's watching me on Twitch, I have fully became a reactor. I do a lot of videos. I have spoke on the Kanye situation on many videos. Check out my YouTube. I do play 2K. I know a lot of y'all here for my 2K content, but I switched my lane. I play 2K every now and then. We do watch parties and shit like that, but I'm more so of a reactor now. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I was meant to do. This is why I left my job as building helicopters, to talk to y'all about real shit. I use 2K to try to get y'all attention, and I see that most of y'all got caught up in my 2K content so much that y'all would never listen to the things I used to say, so I just say, fuck it. If you rock with me, you rock with me. I got to make this switch for who I am. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have spoken on the Kanye West situation. A couple times. You can check out my YouTube, !YT.
You're blaming an individual.
Stop trying to give celebrities a pass, Charlamagne.
No, you're blaming an individual instead of talking about the issue.
I'm blaming black men for not being men.
No endowments.
Correct.
That's a us problem.
He part of us. Why you keep exempting celebrities? They're not better than us.
He's one person.
Okay, but the point is that one man could have been a catalyst for a movement that would have.
Could have been. He was. Let me correct Dr. Umar Johnson on that. It's not a could have been. Deion Jackson changed the frequency of Mississippi. Like I said, if you know, you know. If you're not from Mississippi, you're not gonna understand what I'm saying. Deion Sanders changed the frequency of an entire state. When it comes to Jackson, Mississippi, Deion Sanders brought a lot of money. And like I said, I can understand why he said, I love y'all, but these people fucking us. And I can't keep allowing them to fuck me when I'm bringing in all this revenue and they doing this to me. So I ain't saying Deion Sanders wrong for leaving, but what I am saying, I understand why the people are upset that he left.
Revolutionize the survival of HBCUs.
But why does the movement stop just because he left? HBCUs gonna still be there.
You're missing the point.
No, HBCUs gonna still.
See, Charlamagne is one of those people that, what I said the other day, they think if a person smoking crack, he can get off crack today. Deion Sanders was there for 3 years. He changed the frequency. 3 years is not enough time to heal the wound that have had decades of scars. 3 years ain't gonna. I understand what Charlamagne trying to say, but he's trying to say, well, Deion Sanders was there for 3 years. They should be able to follow. And I heard a lot of other people say this. Well, all you gotta do is just follow the blueprint that Deion Sanders laid out. It don't work like that. Let me give you an example. We're not bringing racism into this, or race into this, but I want to give you an example. For all my non-black peoples in here, depending on what type of hair you got, for my non-black people, are you going to a black person to do your hair? That would be silly, right? Unless you just stuck in that neighborhood and you don't got no other choice. You're going to go to somebody that is familiar with your hair pattern. For my black guys in here. Now, I got some white barbers that I'd have been to, but that's my last option. Unless I know that they grew up cutting my type of hair. Type one, if I'm making sense. When you go to school and you see a group of non-black people at one table, black people's at this table, Asian people's at this table, Latino, depending on what race you are, you're going to look for something close to your identity, right? That's not saying you racist. That's not saying you something wrong with you. That's who we have. We all feel closer. Bluebirds feel closer flying with bluebirds. Now, I don't agree that we should be segregated. We should be desegregated, but what I'm saying, it's just in us to feel comfortable. So, to give you, to wrap it up, to make the full circle, what I'm saying is, Deion Sanders left. His replacement can't continue the blueprint because it's not him. Because the black kids that never had a vision only had hope. And all we ever had was hope. I could be the black president. That's what they tell us in school, y'all. But the people that don't know this, and they might say it in y'all school too, but they tell us black niggas that from the hood that we can be the president. Now, if you stupid, you believe that. Or if you caught up in the hope game, aka Obama, the hope game. See, as long as you hoping and you don't see the vision, then you have nothing. Deion Sanders was bigger than hope. It showed the young black dudes and the young black girls that busy causing drama in the community that, oh, this nigga real. Cause see, we just see it from TV. We don't know this shit real. Like, oh, this nigga really, Deion Sanders really exists. This a multi-millionaire here with us. And he know our lingo. Deion Sanders was turning up with the community. Let me ask y'all this. You think Deion Sanders about to turn up in Colorado the way he did in Mississippi? I ain't gonna need to ask you that. It's the different frequency. It's a different frequency. Let me get back to it.
It wasn't just about, and for him to pull out of Jackson State the way that he did it before making sure the HBCU system survived, to me was selfish. He chose money over the movement, Charlamagne, and celebrities do it all the time, and y'all want to give him a pass. Nobody get no pass. I don't care who Deion Sanders is. He had a chance to help, and he hurt, and y'all want to
kids for several years, you know, black kids, when he was opening up Prime Prep Academy that got closed down because they had financial issues. When he went to Jackson State for $1.2 million for 4 years and said, you know what, y'all
didn't even stay for 4 years.
But listen, y'all take half this salary and go build a better go build a better facility for students, and he got to pay back $300,000.
And after all that, I'm still going to leave Jackson State for a super white college that got a 1.6 black student.
But you ain't let me finish my point.
Rate. No,
how can you say
1.6 black students, which means the only blacks on that campus are the athletes, and you're going to tell me that that's a step up? You sold us out for money, bro.
How can you say it's about money when when his track record shows
he stayed for 3 years? That was no commitment. His track record shows that if white people give me the money, I'll turn my back on the HBCU system.
It sounds harsh, but the people that don't want to accept the truth, I said this in my last video. It's not about football. It's not about white or black. What it's about is Deion Sanders gave an entire state life, and they paid him $5 million to kill that light. I'm not sitting here. I'm not saying what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying is wrong. What I'm saying is I know a lot of y'all gonna hear that and gonna be like, damn, like he making it about white and black. It's not about white or black. It's about the black. And they paid Deion Sanders $5 million for him to kill the light that he created. Deion Sanders created that light. And they took that light for $5 million.
What are you talking about? That's what he did.
I disagree.
That's what he just did.
I disagree.
Come on, man.
Yo, it's Big Ant the spokesman.
I mean, I'm saying the same thing Umar saying, but I don't think it's more so a little. I don't think it's. Well, let me not say. Let me just.
Man, back another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in real quick on Dr. Umar Johnson going off and calling out Deion Sanders on the Breakfast Club. And I'm going to have the links in the description where y'all can check out that full interview and everything like that. But I got to keep it all the way 1,000. It's layers to peel back on this topic, bro.
True.
It's bigger than Deion Sanders and any of us could ever be, my nigga. We going against 500 years of system.
Bingo. That's why I fuck with Urban. It's deeper than what people trying to make it seem to be. It's deeper than that. Now, I don't know where he's going to go with this point, but what he's saying right there, I agree with that.
Dramatic oppression is why things like this happen. True. If you feel a way about Deion Sanders leaving, you can. Dog was pressing the black first line, black empowerment. I'm HBCU. I'm stumped down with this. But we got to keep it all the way 1,000, bro. Yes, he could have got certain athletes of certain calibers to come to these colleges, but the money was not going to come unless the community, us as a people, was going to donate money to these black funds and black colleges.
True.
If you wasn't sending in no money to help, then you can't call it out. I'm just keeping.
That's true. But you got to understand this. This is the point that people missing. All of the money that these other schools are getting is not coming from the community. Right? It's being generated not from the community, but through sponsorships and all that ad shit, all the celebrities that are involved into these schools, not the people. But see, What seem to be the mix-up is from the boosters, what seem to be the mix-up is right here is that they think that these black schools, the people have to give them the money. They think that's where the money coming from. The money not coming from civilians. The money are coming from these advertisement companies, these donators. But if you don't have nobody to represent, like a Deion Sanders, that's we sitting here saying it. Deion Sanders brought in the money, but now that Deion Sanders is gone, where's the money gonna come from? How can the money come from a community that's making $725? This is what I'm talking about. We don't think. How can the community give to a school when the community don't even have water? Jackson, Mississippi didn't even have water. How can they donate to fix a fucking school facility? When we all know, anybody that know the business, the money don't come from the civilians, no way. Who donate money to pay for any of these schools? Exactly. But they trying to make it seem like it's a correlation to where the community got to give the money. How the community going to give the money when they don't even have enough to survive in their own homes? He said Jackson State turned down a television deal that could have paid for upgrades and coaching staff. That's the surface of it, right, Trap? That's the surface. Now we need the back end on why they turned down the deal. Cause see, we can look at the surface and say, okay, thank you, Swag. Swag. Brad Farr just took $100-some million. Y'all see, man, thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. I fuck with urban politicians. Urban, check this out. The money can never come from the civilians. How can the civilians of Jackson, Mississippi, or Mississippi period pay for that? Go look at the wages. Appreciate that. Go look at the wages for Mississippi. Anybody here know what the wages for Mississippi? Appreciate it. I lived in Mississippi. When I was in Mississippi, the minimum wage was $7.25. And you know how hard it is to get a good job? You got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So therefore, the average job you're going to get is coming from Mississippi. How do schools get their money? They get it through grants. They get it through the government. The government sponsor these schools, right? Because they have the backing. Because the government know that, okay, we got these celebrities, we got these boosters, we got these we got these televised deals. We're going to get the money. It don't work like that for Mississippi, though. Deion Sanders was bringing in the money. Now, like I said, we need the backstories on why they don't take these deals. Brad Farr got all this money and went to build a school. Where did he get the money from? He got it from the grants. He took the money from the Mississippi programs and built a school in another fucking state. Minimum wage for one adult is $27.25. So it haven't went up yet? It's still $7.25? Damn. That's why I left Mississippi. But I don't think people, that's why I said a lot of this stuff, man. Once again, let me say it. Let me raise my hand and say this. I am not a scholar. I am not the most educated. I am not the most I'm not the best person that can articulate these things. I know some of y'all probably understand what I'm saying. Some of y'all probably don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But I know I'm saying some things that matter, and I know what I'm saying makes sense to me. And if I can help it make sense to one or two person, then I did my job. The money don't come from the civilians. The money come through grants. The money come through the governments. They trying to make it seem like the people, we got to support the school. How can Mississippi support a school when they minimum wage is $7.25? I want anybody that say the people's not helping, I want you to answer yourself. None of these other people helping their schools in these other states. Who helping their schools? The government. The government giving. Then during COVID, how much money did the Los Angeles Staples Center get for COVID? Go look it up. That wasn't the people that gave them that money. Are y'all see what I'm saying? They trying to tie it in like we the people got to pay for this. But the government pay for everybody else, schools and buildings and this and that. Go look at how much money the Los Angeles Staples Center, the Los Angeles Lakers got for COVID. Go look it up. It's going to blow your mind. That wasn't the people that gave them that money. The people didn't give it to them. So we need to stop trying to say, oh, the people ain't helping. Ain't nobody else people helping. The government doing it.
Keeping it all the way 1,000.
Alumni do bring in a lot of money too. That's true. But once again, let's not look at the surface. Let me repeat this slow. If the state you live in, the minimum wage is $7.25, how much money can you bring in without a Deion Sanders? I just want to make sure we taking it. We got to, I understand and I respect it. And I respect everybody comment. But we have to, when we think and we discuss these type of things, we have to remove the surface level thinking. The state of Mississippi is not, they not bringing in no money. It's poor in Mississippi. It's poverty. So how can we produce money that we don't have? My boy said they got $7 million. Wow. Told you. Fucking insane. Fucking insane. The Los Angeles Lakers. You think the Lakers needed money? The government blessed them with that. You think they had to pay that money back in taxes? But guess what? We got to pay that money back. Didn't y'all have to pay that money back? They sent y'all a letter about paying that money back. They sent me one. Nigga, all I got, y'all want me to pay that back?
To turn down the money, not take the job, he didn't already put half of his salary back into the school. They in Mississippi boiling water, my nigga. They can't even go to the colleges because they having a water crisis out there.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
All this is going on while he's representing this school. So
Urban and everybody else, shouldn't the government step in and try to help? How can the people help if they boil in the water? See, think about what y'all saying when y'all say this stuff. And I fuck with you, Urban. I'm a big fan. I'm a big supporter. But what I'm saying is, think about what you're saying. You just said that. Now you're saying that the same people that you're saying got to help pay for the school is boiling water. Think about what you're saying. You just said the same people that is boiling water got to help pay for facilities and school and all this. How they going to happen? If they boiling water, how they going to have... think about what you're saying.
You didn't personally send none of your money. How you going to tell somebody else to sacrifice it? Because you didn't make sacrifice.
The government producing the money. These grants. Everybody else getting grants, baby. Everybody getting grants for these schools. This city these niggas ain't out here giving no money. You think the average dude that working at his job is sending in some money to support the Ohio State Buckeyes? Yo, type 1 if you think a nigga working at his job is sending in money to say, well, I want to support the Ohio State Buckeyes. Type 1 if you believe that. Type 1 if you believe a nigga is sending in his money to support the Los Angeles Lakers. They getting the money from grants. Ain't no individual sending in his money along. That's just the alumni, like you said. Who as the individual? But so why are they trying to make it as if individuals got to send in money to Jackson State when that's not how this shit works?
On your own. I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000. On top of, bro.
He said, I love my Buckeyes.
Have control of the resource.
I love my Buckeyes, but you ain't sending in no individual money saying, hey, put this to y'all, whatever program y'all got.
That we need to go to the next level. It's by design, not by default.
I understand what you're saying,
not
Urban.
Default. I understand Dr. Umar is passionate, but Charlamagne is telling him right. Look here, bro. This don't stop with Deion. Deion not the only black man. Deion ain't the only black celebrity. Yes, he had influence. He had power. He stepped up in his personality, his career, his charisma made people follow him and look at him. And he had a real big influence. But at the end of the day, if everybody black is not getting on board and putting black first, one nigga can't stop nothing, my nigga. And you can't just base it on celebrities. It got to be the everyday common folk also. You can't expect, oh, well, you got money, you rich, you got to bail us out.
Let me ask you this, Urban, and anybody else that not getting the, because I see they not really understanding the situation. It's not Deion's job to save black people. Not his job. It's not his job. I forgot my goddamn question. But it was a good question too. I'll come back to it.
Just like niggas put in $5 in the church, niggas got to be donating $5 to the cause, my nigga.
I fuck with you, Urban. That's stupid, man. What you saying is stupid, bro. Because if you understand how this shit work, the money don't come from civilians, bro, unless it's through taxes. Like, bro, why y'all saying that stupid shit, bro? Ain't no other school having civilians line up outside bringing in money that they working for to pay their bill. We talking about Mississippi of all places at that.
If that's what y'all really want to do, but I don't think we ready for that. We got a lot of work to do. Y'all know I want to see us win. These are the type of topics I like to tap in on. I cover up all the other drama and all this, but this really where my heart at, to keep it all the way.
I fuck with Urban heavy, man. I'm gonna move off from this topic because one thing about me, when I fuck with somebody, I don't want to be reacting negatively on their video. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be a sign of disrespect. You know, I'm reacting to his video, even though I'm critiquing what I hear. It's still like, well, my nigga, you could have just went to watch his shit and gave your own opinion, you know, than to be watching his shit, reacting on his shit. So I'm gonna move away from this because I don't like what he's saying. Because I don't feel like he getting it. Every other college getting money through grants and all this other shit from the government. But what he's saying is, and Charlemagne is, that they want poor motherfuckers that barely can feed their household to be lining up giving money when that's not how it worked for nobody else. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm gonna move on from that. All right, we're gonna move on from that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit's stupid, bro. That shit's stupid, bro. That's what I'm saying. Wow. That shit's stupid. Niggas want motherfuckers that can barely feed their household to line up to give money to a facility because that we want the facility to thrive. We want to see people not be playing in a fucked up facility. But the money, they ain't gonna come from a motherfucker that ain't got the money. How a motherfucker making $725 gonna donate to a school? How a motherfucker boiling water gonna donate to a school? Listen to what we saying. The fuck is you talking about? All right, chat. Shout out to everybody for tuning in, man. Once again, thank y'all for rocking out with your boy. You know, like I said, man, we doing the reaction shit. You know, I like this shit. I think it's dope. Like I said, I don't want to be reacting negatively on somebody else shit when they speaking on some shit like that, because I think we want to all thrive and be successful, especially for my black people. And like I said, you know, I stand for unity with all races, but when it comes to my black people, I want us to understand. I can support you as my somebody I know. I can send in a donation. But we can't support facilities when we know that there's a way to go about that. We create revenue for these facilities. We create funds. We generate funds. We call in these sponsorships. Like my guy came in here, he said, I don't know, bro. I feel as if you missing the big picture. Okay, so explain it to me. Explain to me the big picture. If the big picture is not, I'm missing the big picture. So I mean, let me see. If you got, explain to me the bigger picture, other than that Deion Sanders was a virgin. That's the main picture. The other shit is side talk. The bigger issue why people are mad about Deion Sanders leaving is from the vision. Even Dr. Umar Johnson just said that. He said, hear me out. Now, I'm with you. I study sports management. And to be honest, Deion is looking at it from a national-wide standpoint. Okay? Hear me out. I study sport management. And to be honest, Deion is looking at it from a national-wide standpoint. So I don't know if you just came in on the end of it. I said Deion Sanders is not wrong for leaving. I'm going to repeat this and then we're going to move on to the next story. Deion is not wrong for leaving. I don't know if you came in on the end of me talking. I said the people, I'm explaining to you why the people feel like they losing a light that came into their life. I don't know if you know anything about Jackson, Mississippi, or Mississippi as a whole. However Deion Sanders feel on leaving, me as a black man is not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm saying that people that are living in poverty, where I'm from, we don't get taught. We get taught about hope. We don't get shown the vision of hope. We don't get shown how to actually be that and do that. They just tell us to dream it. So what I'm trying to explain, this is the big picture. I don't know, like I said, maybe you looking at it from the money standpoint, and you know, that could be why Deion really left. And I said they wrong for not paying him when he was bringing in a lot of money. Yes. But I feel like I'm repeating myself, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you have a chance, go check out my video. I did a video. I did my own breakdown on what I feel like is the big picture. And then you let me know. He said he also has staff that he has to take care of. His staff was not receiving any financial gain, but also most college tax their students so they can build facilities to help with experience. That's true. That's true. But now you missing the point on this. Did you just hear about the water issues in Jackson, Mississippi? Who you gonna get the money from in Jackson, Mississippi? The money don't come from the people. That's what I'm saying. Y'all not understanding the exploit that they use. They using this as a cop-out. And they turning it on the people. When you study sport management, where do the money come from? Does it come from the civilian or does it come from sponsorships? And all these deals that they make. Where does the money come from? Where does these schools generate their money? Where does a large portion of their money come from? TV deals, radio deals, sponsorship. He said, I do agree with you. There need to be most primarily black figures in HBCU. Well, see, for me, and I say it respectfully, it's not even just HBCUs. We just saying, see, I'm gonna say this one more. See, you said sponsorships. So if most of money come from sponsorships, why didn't Deion Sanders get paid? Why didn't Deion Sanders get paid? The civilians can't pay him. If they barely living and surviving on their own, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than football. I understand what you're saying, though, on the money standpoint. But it's bigger than football. That's the big picture. And I'm not trying to say, like I said, my opinion. This is our opinion. This is my opinion. I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just saying, from my opinion, the bigger picture is bigger than football. It's bigger than football. I know what you're saying. Deion Sanders was getting cheated. It's people not getting paid. But that's some higher up shit. Is that the people fault that Deion Sanders didn't get paid? That's what I want you to get. I want you to see. That's some higher up shit that Deion Sanders and his staff not getting what they deserve. That's not the people fault. So the people have an issue because they are losing a vision. It's just simple as that. But I'm going to move on, though. We're going to move to the next one, though. And I definitely respect what you're saying, dog. All the money should have been provided by sponsors and alumni. Residents should never have to pay, especially with most people in Jackson living in poverty. And I get exactly. He said, you're right. It's not their fault either. So we agree. We agree. And then we know we agree on the most of it. But like I said, I'm not trying to get nobody to agree with me. I'm just saying my opinion. These are just my opinions. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. Because it's an opinion of mine. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to move on to the next one. All right, man.